everybody. I just thought I'd jump in real quick. Actually, I have no idea if you can even hear me, so there we go. Let me just take out my earphones just in case you can't hear me. Yeah, I wanted to jump on real quick. I'm going for a walk with my dog. Sorry, the camera won't. I'll stop moving it in just a moment. But I wanted to jump on because I wanted to have this discussion with you. So, when you have unfamiliarity present itself, the mind has a really hard time dealing with that. So the mind doesn't like to handle unfamiliarity. We know this. We know this in the way that when we're starting a diet plan, we get really excited about the diet plan. You know, we're going to start to follow the food choices. We've got these expectations. And when we start to make the changes, you know, you're being asked not to put sugar in your coffee. And now you're going to have to start to get used to the taste of no sugar in your coffee. You have to change your eating habits because, you know, you're in certain circumstances. You want to lose weight, which means you have to change the circumstances that you're in, right? You got to make some sort of adjustment. Well, in making that adjustment, that's unfamiliar to you. The other part about this is that when people can move past that initial phase of unfamiliarity, where they can accept the fact that it's just going to be a little bit uncomfortable for a little while, then what starts to happen is we become unfamiliar with the success. So you actually do start to drop the weight. You do start to find that you're getting into a routine for exercise. You do start to find that you have this energy. And then all of a sudden, because of this new sense of unfamiliarity, inadvertently or consciously, to be perfectly honest, we end up sabotaging ourselves and stepping back into what's familiar, right? So oftentimes I'll hear my clients saying, yeah, I lost, 10, 15 pounds, and then all of a sudden I gained 5 back. Okay, so let's look at what's going on. And, I wish I could tell you I'm a mind reader, but it's just because this is just our behavior. It's just what we do. So when I look at the clients' behavior patterns and trends, we're able to quickly establish the sabotaging behavior that led to the 5-pound gain. And, when we can dive a little bit deeper, although they don't initially realize what the cause is, they are able to get to that place where they're like, yeah, I just wasn't really comfortable. It's not something I'm used to doing. And so all of a sudden I ended up just going back into my old habits. Anyway, the mind has a really hard time with unfamiliarity. This is also why we end up in relationships where if you didn't have a really great upbringing, for instance, if your father wasn't the best father, then you will likely find yourself a partner who has similar characteristics to your father. Anybody resonate with anybody? That one resonates with me. We know what we're familiar with. And so because we're familiar with it, we actually think we like it, right? We're familiar with it, so it feels comfortable. Regardless of the fact if it's healthy or unhealthy, it feels comfortable. And when it feels comfortable, we think it's right. Oh my God, you're my soulmate. You're my soulmate. I feel like I've known you for my entire life. Well, yes, it's because you have, right? The characteristics that they possess are characteristics that you are, what's the F word? Familiar with, right? So it's us really leaning into the fear, and I'm going to just keep harping at you about that over and over and over again. And some of you are starting to get the message. Some of you are kind of recognizing just how sick and tired you are of not being happy, of feeling like you're living in mediocrity and complacency, and you're now willing to do something about it. And it's scary as shit. Hey, it is. Okay, but we figure it out together. Okay, so you don't have to do this alone. But it's leaning into the fear and accepting that your growth has to come from a place of unfamiliarity. Okay, so you can get angry, which is typically what happens with my people in my programs at about week 3 and week 4. That's when they start to get upset with me because they've been tolerating the changes of unfamiliarity, and it's kind of hitting their threshold at that point. And this is where they're starting to try to justify as to why they should quit. But whenever we talk through it, they realize exactly what they're doing, that it's not the program, it's that they're unfamiliar with these changes, and I'm pushing their upper limit to something new. And that's the only way you change, right? Is if you are doing something different than what you were doing before. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on and talk to you about that and see how that resonated with you. Hello, Yanitsa. It is nice to see you here. So if any of what I said resonated, leave a comment, okay? I need to know where you are stuck so that I can help you, okay? Anyway, here's just showing up for you on my walk with my little fella. Wherever, I can't know if you can see him, or you can't see him. But have yourselves a great rest of your day. Bye.